Recording in progress.
Hello, namaste. Today I want to show you a trick that I use to soothe me in the autumn season. So sometimes you might find that the weather changes and you go home and you want to have something nice and warming. And some of us might turn to alcohol perhaps or some other things, but there are options and there is such a bounty around. I don't know if you've been driving around, you'll see there are apple trees full of apples. There are still some plums in the trees waiting for us to pick them. And even if you go to the supermarkets and you like plums, you might find that you buy a plum, but they're a bit hard. So they're not really nice to eat raw. So what do? You can do an autumn punch with no alcohol. So what I do is I take my fruit, and you don't need to cut them much. You can just score them around, make a cross with a knife like this. You can, if you wanted to, separate them so that more of its flavor comes out. And I'm going to be using, for this punch, I'm going to use plums and apples. These are apples falling from the tree. I just cut away all the bruising, everything that we don't need, because when it's bruised, the prana is gone. It's already dying, so we don't want that. And these are the type of apples that I'm talking about, that they are a little bit tart to eat fresh. And if you cut them and you cook them, they become a delicious, delicious drink. I have some other plums. These are prune plums. Same thing, is they are a lot softer. So you can see the juiciness of them. This will be good for eating without cooking. But I'm putting it in so that I get a bit of a 2 plums and apple flavor. So I have this much apples and plums, and I'm putting them in boiling water. So how long you cook them for? About 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm using a liter of water, and I'm gonna put spices in it. So the spices will bring also that added value of the medicine of the spices. I'm using a whole spice packet, which has cinnamon, cumin, coriander seeds, black pepper. You can see it in here. So the pieces of cinnamon are only small. We have cumin, cloves as well. Cloves are very good for the autumn. They are antiseptic. They help with any throat issues that we might have. The coriander is a cooling type of herb and it's detoxifying. The black pepper helps to stimulate digestion. So I'm putting this much. It's just a little saucer full of the spices and put them in. And because I like cinnamon, I'm going to put some powdered cinnamon as well. So we'll put the powdered cinnamon. And you might wonder, well, will this be sweet enough? Will it be flavorsome enough? The answer is yes. If you like things a little bit spicy, you can put ginger as well, fresh ginger or dried ginger. For this one, I will just make it like this. And to sweeten it, I will add licorice. So licorice, you might only know it as a sweet, but licorice is actually a root, and in the powder form, it comes like this. For a liter, I will put just a quarter of a teaspoon of licorice. Licorice is an astringent type of herb. And when you consume it in tea or in drinks, it helps to take any mucus away. So I put it on the concoction like a little witch. Stir it, stir it, stir it. And you can also put an intention. If you want to add curative qualities to this mix, you can chant a mantra. You can just chant Om. And you will know this is done when the liquid changes color. It will become more reddish, and you can taste it, obviously, and you can have it either hot or cold. And sometimes if you keep it in a bottle, this one is one that I made some weeks ago, and you can see it has frothiness because it has fermented, which means that maybe it is like wine, or maybe it has some probiotics that help us digest better. So today I showed you how to prepare a fruit punch for the autumn with coriander, cumin, cinnamon, a little bit of cloves, and licorice powder to sweeten it. You can put honey at the end. Don't cook with honey. Honey should not be cooked. Honey can go at the end to sweeten it. And you cook it for a while. It will give your house a beautiful aroma. And later on, you can have it either hot or cold. I normally put it in bottles, and then I have it depending on how I feel. I find I have it in one way or another. Try it out. Let me know how you feel about it. Tomorrow we're getting together online to do some jams and chutneys at 9 a.m. So do join me if you have the opportunity. Tomorrow is going to be September 17. Namaste.